The City of Waukegan is replacing about 20,000 water meters with a new automated meter, which provide for an accurate, timely, and reliable reading without having to gain access to customers' properties. The new meters, which will be replaced at no cost to the customers, will be able to identify high water usage and potential leaks. In addition, customers will be able to access their water usage and account information conveniently online. The first thing you need to do is schedule an appointment with Professional Meters, Inc. to have your old meter replaced with a new automated meter reader, AMR for short. Look for a postcard in the mail with the call information or call 866-270-9629. PMI will arrive at your scheduled time to install your meter. They will arrive on a truck or a van with a PMI logo. The PMI installer will have on a shirt or a jacket with a PMI logo and will carry a PMI ID badge. Installers will also wear booties over their work boots to ensure they do not carry dirt, mud, or water into your home or business. The installation process should take less than 30 minutes. The installer will take a photo of the old meter to obtain a record of your final meter reading and the condition of the pipes and fittings. The next step is to turn off your shut-off valves located on your water meter line near the meter. Remove the old meter and install the new AMR meter. The transmitter, which transmits your water usage data to the city, will be placed on a convenient location near the meter. The installer will take a photo of the new meter once it's installed. And that's it. The PMI installer will make sure everything is cleaned up, collect his tools, and head on to the next installation. You may receive a follow-up visit from a PMI manager to ensure your satisfaction with the installation and to make a quality control check of the meter installation. For more information about the automated meter reading installation program, please visit www.waukeganil.gov. If you have any questions regarding the meter installation, contact PMI at 866-270-9629 or the City of Waukegan City Collector at 847-599-2997.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the August 15th, 2016 Waukegan City Council meeting. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos.
Present.
Alderman Newsome.
Present.
Alderman Tempest.
Present.
Alderman May. Alderman Valco.
Present.
Alderman Taylor.
Present.
Alderman Cunningham. Present. Alderman Ziegler.
Present.
Alderman Moiseo.
Present. Please stand for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father, we thank you again for another city council meeting. We thank you for your blessing. For your blessings upon our mayor, this council, and all the city officials. Give us wisdom and knowledge how to lead this city. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Your Honor, before you start, that extended prayer to former Alderman Robert Evans. His wife, Mrs. Trudy Evans, passed this weekend. I meant to say something, but thank you. Please say something about that, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. Mayor's comments. I'd like to mention that on September 3rd, Waukegan Township will have a 5K race held at Independence Grove. If you're so inclined, please attend that. I'd like to support the township. They do so much for our community, so much for our senior citizens, so please take it upon yourself to do that. This Saturday, the 20th, we've moved the Waukegan Afro Fest back to the city of Waukegan. It'll be held on our lakefront this Saturday. Please attend. Most of you have seen the flyers. It should be a very well run event. Angelo Kyle is running the event this weekend. I can tell you, I've been to many of them, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a chance to mingle with some of your neighbors. I'm very proud of a lot of things in the city of Waukegan. One of the things I'm most proud of this year is the beach. And I'm not taking credit for that. I'm giving credit where credit's due, and that the credit is due to David Motley, my son. David has made that beach a tremendous place to be. I've helped. We've done some things with sand management. We've done a lot of things. I decided this year to demolish the bathhouse. It was a very bad place. We couldn't repair it, so I made a decision to take it down. This year we bought a sand sifter, which sifts the sand. It makes a huge amount of difference in the lakefront. We also, Gary Deegan put a bioswale on the lakefront. It'll eventually go all the way up to the north end of the beach, and it'll collect all the rainwater that pools in along the parking lots, and it'll run it through into the harbor. Last week we removed the fence around the old Coke plant. It's down completely. I've been mowing that grass now for the past month. It's a huge change. Our people have been collecting money for the beach on the weekends. As of my last count, we had received over $30,000 in revenue for beachgoers, it really does help a lot. The BRP site's coming down tomorrow. They will start taking down the front end of the BRP site tomorrow. I'm looking forward to that. The OMC site, if you noticed it, all summer we've been filling that in with dirt. That now has been leveled to a 3-foot cap. That was Gary Deegan. Gary Deegan went ahead and got developers to drop their clean soil down there. So now that's been capped, and I'm very pleased with that. And one of the things I'm most proud of, and I'm most proud of my son for doing, was hiring the beach rangers. The beach rangers have done an outstanding job this year of letting people know what to expect from the city and how to help the city move forward. They do ecological tours. They clean the beach. They maintain the beach. They're very cordial to the people who take it upon themselves to go down to the beach. I'm very pleased that when I go down there now, I see many hundreds, if not thousands of people on the beach, something I haven't seen for a long time. So, David, I think, would you like to introduce the Rangers, David, please?
Well, I sincerely appreciate your support, Mayor, but I wanted to point out that the beach is successful not because of my efforts, but because of the efforts of countless amounts of volunteers that still continue to come down on each Saturday and Sunday to keep the place clean and keep the place safe and actually use the beach in the way we anticipate it to be and keep it clean along with us. To that end, we also get amazing support from the various departments of the city of Waukegan, including Public Works, because they have a sand sifter and operator that does that on a regular basis. Also, we get great tutelage and guidance from the Waukegan Police Department and also the Waukegan Fire Department. And over the course of the past season, we've also gotten amazing support from the Coast Guard Auxiliary, the regular Coast Guard, and also the various entities along the harbor, including the Waukegan Port District. So I'm very lucky to have had the opportunity to help try to fix the beach in so many ways by keeping it clean, keeping it safe, and thereby doing so we could continue to add programs there. And again, another partner in that regard is the Waukegan Park District. To that end, I wanted to take this opportunity to point out and recognize the beach rangers. This is the first opportunity I've had to get them in one place at one time other than our group photograph last week. So I've borrowed them from the beach this evening. I know they have to go back and clean up again tonight. So I wanted everyone to understand and recognize them. Those of you that haven't had a chance to visit us at the lake this season, this is your great chance to shake their hand and say hello. So what we've done at the beach is not only keep the place clean and keep the place safe, but whether they know it or not, they've become role models for the community. They've also become ambassadors for Waukegan above and beyond their job or responsibility at the beach. They will move on from here to their various careers and pursuits in college. And I'm afraid that I curse them forever because they'll never, ever be able to walk past a piece of garbage or litter on the street anywhere they go in the rest of their lives, so I forgot to tell you all about that. So sorry for that curse. And I'll share a quick story with you, and you don't want to hear me talk. I want you to hear from them really quick. As you may know, I don't exactly lead from behind. I lead from the front. So I also try my best to spend time, as much time as possible, although I get in trouble for that down at the beach as well as part of my job. And I was cleaning up South Beach last night, and two young kids, little Aurelio, 6, and his good buddy Jonathan, and their sister Danielle, were watching me clean up, and they're so inclined to do when you're cleaning up down there that other people pitch in, and they help, and they clean just as much as you do. And little Aurelio and little Jonathan told me, you know what? Someday we want to be a beach ranger, just like all of them. And I was really inspired by that, and it kind of brought a tear to my eye because that's exactly what we're trying to accomplish. The kids take ownership of that responsibility, whether they're employed to do so or not. And it kind of made my heart melt, and I kind of got choked up and thought, wow, it really is working. So enough of my speaking. When you see them, you'll see that they are a representation of this community. They are the faces of this community, and they will forever be leaders. And I believe all of them have risen to great occasion. And we have had various challenges throughout the season there already, and I'll let them share with you a little bit about who they are and where they're headed in their future. So why don't we start with Jonathan Ludwise. Came to us from the ROTC program in Waukegan. So Jonathan, you're first.
Way to nail me with going first. Hello, my name is Jonathan Ludwise. I grew up in the city of Waukegan. I spent all 4 years in JROTC, like you said. I really loved the program, and I wanted to give back to Waukegan, so I joined the Rangers. I'm going to CLC. I'm taking my fire science courses, and I plan on becoming a firefighter in my near future.
Next, Deja. Deja came to us from the Youth Conservation Corps Youth Build.
Hello, everybody. I'm Deja Smith. I was born and raised here in Waukegan, Illinois. It is actually a great pleasure to have been selected to work with such wonderful people. This was a pleasure. I recently graduated from YCC Youth Conservation Corps, so cleaning up and giving back is nothing new to me at all. And it's just it's an amazing experience. And starting August 23rd, I will be going to the College of Lake County, taking my prereqs to become a nurse.
Gilberto.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gilberto Collin, and I've been learning so much from this program, from my coworkers, from my Dave and Chris. It's really, really great to learn from the community as well. Right now, for my future, I'm going to DePaul University studying finance and philosophy. And yeah, thank you again for all the support, and thank you for this program.
And next, Alexis. He's kind of our daredevil.
Hi, my name is Alexa Rodriguez. I have lived here in Waukegan for my 22 years. I'm at Parcha University. I'm studying psychology. I'm gonna be a senior. But before I leave right now here, I want to give thanks to the Coast Guards and my teammates are really special. There was one day when I was clocked off. That day I went to enjoy the harbor on my jet ski, and I got lost for 4 hours in the middle of Michigan, Lake Michigan. Thanks to God, I'm here with all you guys and talking. It really means a lot. But when I got rescued around 10 p.m. at night. I fell from the jet ski around 6, and I was 3 miles away from the lake shore. And when I was coming back from the boat, when I was coming back to the shore, I saw everybody. When I say everybody, every person who's here, even Jose Carvajal, who is in Miami right now. It was really sad, but at the same time, my heart was happy because as a team we were all together. It don't matter if it's in the bad or in the good times, we're all together, and that's all. This is what the Ranger, this like the team Ranger means a lot. Communication, love. All right.
Yes, Alexis was lost at sea for a short amount of time. But fortunately, his training kicked in, and he was able to tread water for that long a time. Not to make light of it, but we did teach him to swim just shortly before that. Next, we have Vanessa.
Hi, my name is Vanessa Lopez. I was born and raised here in Waukegan, and I had the opportunity to work down here in Waukegan in the beach, thanks to Mo, who was my gym teacher during my senior year. And I'm really glad because it's one of the funnest jobs I've ever had, and I've met really good people like Dave and Jane and them, the Rangers. Thanks.
And as many of you already know, Josue has been an intern of mine for many seasons. He's a great, ambitious young man. I believe in him so much. He's earned my trust and my respect. Always willing to do what's necessary to get the job done. And this year I asked him if he would change his responsibility and actually help manage the daily operations at the beach, helping to manage groups of people and allocate resources. And I believe this young man is an amazing young man, and I'll let him speak for himself.
Hello everyone, I'm Josue. I remember the day I was in college and Dave texted me. He's like, "Hey, can you help me manage the beach this summer?" I was thinking about beach every day this summer? Yeah, of course. So this was one of the best jobs I've ever had. It's gonna be sad leaving Waukegan, being at the beach every day. Unfortunately, I'm going back to California, which isn't too bad, but I'm not gonna be by the beach. But yeah, this is gonna be my senior year, and when I come back, I hope to do even more for our community. I wanna thank the Rangers for stepping up this summer. We had a lot of tough times, but a lot of good times on the beach. And it was exciting to see a lot of you there volunteering, a lot of people out here that volunteered on Saturdays and Sundays. But yeah, it was a fun summer. Thank you.
So also we have Chris Logan, who is he's doing something else this evening that's beach related, and we have one other person that helps out, and she was probably the first Ranger before she knew it, and she didn't know she was going to speak, but Jane Ferry also helps out. She dons the Ranger gear, as the communications department is known to do. We do whatever it takes to get the job done, just like Josue does. So Jane, want to come up and say a couple words about... I like throwing curveballs at Jane.
Should have known when you said he asked me to speak. I'm Jane Ferry. Most of you know me, and it's been my great pleasure to work with this team this summer. They have been outstanding, fun, and attentive to what's going on the beach. When they started, I called them a bunch of puppies because they were all excited about everything and tumbling all over each other. But when we had problems, every single one of them stood up and faced those problems forward and looked at their teammates to help support them. So it has been my pleasure to be considered a beach ranger. Thanks, guys.
So without any further ado, could I get you to stand up one more time here in front and just show yourself off to the audience so we could give you one more round of applause. We took team photographs that I'd like to make sure all of you get. I'll send one to each of the aldermen right now. There's one in particular that really shows the character of this crew. Oops. And I'll hold it up so the audience can see, and I'll give them the host way to pass out to the rest of the group. But their playful and spirited nature, captured by them holding the host way up. Look kind looking, skeptical as always. And Deja just thinking, oh wow. So, thank you so much for everything you've done, and I'm sure that whatever you do in the rest of your life, you're going to be successful because we made sure that we trained you as best as we could to put you back out into the world to make a difference in not only your own community, but wherever you land. So thank you. Now go back to work and clean the beach.
Well, as you heard David Motley, I'm very proud to admit he's my son. He's a very proud man. He's a very humble man. He's a very modest man. And for those of you who don't know him, he's a workaholic. David works every weekend at no pay. He works every event at the beach at no pay. David and Chris were at the harbor when that young man drowned. David and Chris jumped in the water to try to save his life. That's how dedicated and committed they are to their jobs. So please understand, David won't admit it, but without David, this would never have worked. So David Motley, thank you very much for your efforts. Minutes. Motion to approve the regular minutes of August 1st, 2018. Motion by Alderman Villalobos, second by Alderman Taylor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes. Resolution, proclamation, presentation, appointments. Waukegan Main Street.
Good evening, Mayor Motley, council members, and audience. The Wine and Art Stroll August 27th date is quickly approaching. Our early bird ticket price of $20 expires August 20th. Ticket prices after August 20th are $22 for members and $25 for non-members. The ticket price includes a complimentary wine glass and a $10 gift card. Tickets may be purchased online at waukeganmainstreet.org/WAS. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item B, appointment of members to the Waukegan Port District. Grant B. Farrell, 2016 to 2022. Gene A. Bach, 2014 to 2020. And Joe Leggett, 2016 to 2022. I sent all of you a copy of the resumes. I sent you a letter from the Port Authority requesting that these three people be reappointed. Mr. Farrow is a pilot and fits in fine with the airport. Mr. Bach is a former captain of a tugboat who's very familiar with the waters of Great Lakes. And Mr. Leggett is an architect. They all three have done excellent work. They've supported the city wholeheartedly. I'm in the process now of acquiring land from them, and they are on board with this land swap. So I would appreciate it that you would consider reappointing these people.
I see Joe Leggett. Mayor, if I may, please?
Yes.
When you sent the email out, I was a little confused, and I'm still not up on the second gentleman, Gene Bach. I know
Yes.
they were staggered terms, but why are we voting from 2014 to 2020? Is that a misprint?
Because we're in 16 now.
6
Oh,
years.
he's
It's 6
already
years,
there.
there's 6 years appointment.
Yeah, but this is 2016. Why is it 2014?
It's,
term is not up yet?
yeah, it's not up yet. It's a misprint, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
my
I'm saying.
fault.
All right.
Yes.
Oh, his term isn't it? Okay.
No, it was supposed to happen in 2014,
It was-
wasn't it?
Was supposed to, he was appointed then. He was appointed, but they just moved it to 2022.
2020.
2020, I'm sorry, 2020. Are there any other questions on these appointments?
I see,
You-
I see you got two expiring at the same time.
Yes.
And how many members do we have on that board?
George, are there 6?
The city of Waukegan has 4.
And the governor has 3? Governor has, there's 7. The governor appoints 3.
And Your Honor, I know Mr. Leggett is here. And maybe he can briefly tell us maybe some of the plans they have on, for the Port Authority as a whole from, because I know a lot of people don't know that the Port Authority also includes the airport, correct?
Right, it's correct. The plans that they're currently working on now, we have been in negotiation with the county to acquire 116 acres of land to expand the airport. We met with them last week discussing that. We're also in discussions with the Port Authority to acquire the harborfront property directly east of the BRP site. We're trying to acquire that property from them. So we're working diligently, because if we can't acquire the property for the airport, they're gonna downgrade the airport from a national airport to a local airport. So it's extremely important that these are projects that are ongoing now, that we're working with, and hoping that we can get this completed.
And I'm glad you spoke with it, but Mayor, if I'm not mistaken, I thought most of we're talking about that land west of where the runway was supposed to go. I thought
Yes.
most of that, I thought the airport had already purchased that land long.
They haven't, the piece that they're looking for now is not been acquired. It's still owned by Lake County Forest Preserve, and we're discussing with them the opportunity to acquire that with the Port Authority.
There wouldn't be a city project. You mean the Port Authority is going to, the Port Authority is going to be purchasing this?
We're working in conjunction with the Port Authority to acquire that property.
I guess I need to be clear. You say when you work in conjunction, are you saying that we're going to be a part of the purchase process?
No.
Or we're just going to help negotiate that process?
We're trying to broker the negotiations between the two parties.
All right.
We've met with the Forest Preserve and with the Port Authority to iron out the differences with the properties. So it's ongoing. Nothing's completed yet. We haven't finalized anything. Everything is in negotiations at this particular moment.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, motion by Alderman Villalobos, second by Alderman Valco. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May. Alderman Velco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Next, the resolution proclaim the week of August 14th through the 20th, 2016 as Treasurers Week. Read the proclamation, please, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 16R60, whereas the efficiency and order in which government carries out its public functions is strongly reliant on procedures and financial records, and whereas all monies received into the municipal treasuries are dedicated funds and are used only for their specific purpose, and whereas all municipal treasurers are the official custodians responsible for proper management and investment of these funds, and whereas the municipal treasurer provides and maintains such a body of knowledge, and whereas the strength of local government depends upon the citizens' opinion of it, and such opinion is formed largely by the image set forth by the municipal government employees. And now therefore, the mayor, the city council of Waukegan, Illinois, do hereby proclaim of August 14th through the 20th, 2016, be known as Illinois Municipal Treasurers Week in Waukegan, Illinois, in recognition of the vital services they perform and the outstanding community dedication they exhibit. In testimony hereof, I hereby set my hands on official signature and cost to the effects of the seal of the City of Waukegan, State of Illinois, this 15th day of August 2016.
Motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Newsom. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, resolution is passed. Committee reports, Finance Committee, Alderman Valco, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. For those of you in the audience and the council members that don't sit on the Finance Committee, the Fire Department data storage cabinets have reached their maximum storage capacity, as well as showing signs of degrading performance issues due to age. The storage cabinets contain all the fire department's incident documentation, the fire scene photos, the firehouse software, emails, backups, department folders, project documentation, and EMS documentation. So the Finance Committee recommended to grant permission to the Information Technology Director, to the grant permission to the Information Technology Director for the purchase, for the benefit of the fire department, a documentation storage unit from, and those of you now can put this in there, Cybernetics, CYBERNETICS, in the amount not to exceed, put this in there, $41,718. Charged to line item 100-301-926-495, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Cunningham. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos?
Aye.
Alderman Newsom?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May?
Aye.
Alderman Valco?
Aye.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
Aye.
Alderman Seager?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Item B, in 2007, the city decided to redo Sheridan Road from Grand Avenue down to Belvedere. We just recently received a $1 million bill for payment from that project, which is 9 years old. The last payment we made was in 2010, and now the state has sent us a letter requesting the $1 million. So the Finance Committee recommended to increase the city's share for the Sheridan Road reconstruction project approved on September 17th, 2007, from $2,158,400 to $4,094,934 as a result of the final closeout of the project, and further to authorize the disbursement of a final payment of $1,061,500.17 in an approved, this was amended in council, in Finance Committee. The amendment is in an approved installment plan to the Illinois Department of Transportation, charged to line item 228-92282-7605, which is the motor fuel tax fund, and I so move.
Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Cunningham. Any questions on the motion?
Your Honor, I'd like to make a comment.
Alderman May?
Thank you. So we had an extensive Finance Committee meeting talking about this subject, and most of you came in during the middle of it. But I just wanted everyone to be very clear that this invoice was presented to the city department head in April. We learned about this last week. Last week, the city council learned about it. The mayor says he also just learned about it at the end of July, July 27th, 26th, something like that. So this invoice, $1 million invoice, sat in a department head's drawer for 4 months while we approved a $2.5 million expenditure that we did not have the money to pay for. And we raided our rainy day fund to purchase and demolish a building while this invoice sat on someone's desk. Our rainy day fund is broke. And now we have this bill in front of us. And not only do we have this bill, we have a problem with the Grand Avenue Bridge project that is boiling up right now too. Because there was an accounting, I don't even know what the error was, but in the budget, we were expecting a $1.3 million reimbursement. It's reported as revenue for the Grand Avenue Bridge project. Well, guess what? It's not coming. It's not coming, because those charges are not reimbursable under the grant. So this grant was not, the Sheridan Road grant, the Sheridan Road, oh, it's a former administration. This is a problem. It's 2007. It's no one's problem up here. BS. It's all of our problem. And the last payment was made in 2010. There's no reason we shouldn't have known about this $1 million bill that we're going to pay tonight. Now we have another problem bubbling up over at the Grand Ave Bridge project where we're $1 million short. Now our MFT fund, Motor Fuel Tax Fund, which pays people's salaries, is in a negative position. Our rainy day fund is totally rated. Our MFT fund is in a negative position. What do you think is going to happen next year, folks? We are behind the 8 ball here. And once again, I think it's because there's not a professional engineer on staff. And we hear tonight now there's going to be one hired. There's no reason these things shouldn't have flown through, regardless of administration. We have some big financial problems here, bigger than this $1 million invoice that we're paying tonight. And I think it's very important also to point out that during these months, while this invoice sat on someone's desk, it took 4 meetings to pass the expenditure for the BRP demolition. 4 meetings. And that whole time, someone in the city knew about this $1 million invoice that we're paying tonight. That's all I have.
Any other questions? Alderman, with all due respect to you, before you make those allegations, I wish you would let the Director of Public Works explain his position. He will be here to explain his position. You can then ask him those questions, and he will answer those questions to you. As far as the engineer goes, we are in the process of searching for an engineer. Frank Ferland is helping me locate a new engineer for the city. We'll hire full-time. When I found out about this issue, I was notified by our finance director. I immediately went to her office. She explained the circumstance and the situation on this. We called Tom Haggerty and Mr. Furlong into the office. I discussed it with them. At that point, I made a decision that I would not let this occur again, and that we would hire a full-time engineer, so this would never slip through the cracks like this one did. So if it comes down to it, I would have to assume full responsibility for this mistake because I am the mayor. So it is my fault, and I will take full responsibility for that error. Next, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Your Honor,
Mayor, I-
there's other comments to be made on this issue.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I also stated during Finance Committee that I was very unhappy that one of our employees would do this. As a city, we work together. We're a team. It is very distressing to me that when I go to my department heads and ask them, what is our financial situation in your department, and they lead me one way and it's actually something different, that's just distressing on all sides. We should have respect and trust for each other, that we work together. It disturbs me that this is now an embarrassment to our mayor that really shouldn't be. This is something that, as a team, you don't do this. And, we can bring in all the things after the fact that these situations have happened. But that's what we're doing all the time. Why are we always playing catch up? Why is this, after we hit crisis situations, we bring in diversity programs. After we hit crisis situations, we're now going to address this. Why are we not being proactive rather than reactive? This needs to stop because it's an embarrassment for our city, And more importantly, it's costly for our taxpayers because now they have to foot this bill. And it's just wrong. This should not go on to the taxpayers because we're not working as a team. And, you know, unfortunately, it reflects on badly for all of our department heads. And quite honestly, we have the most amazing team of people. And so when one person, whether it was out of immaturity, stupidity, whatever reason you want to call it, that this happened, it makes everybody look bad. And it's just a shame that this has happened. It's just a red mark for us.
Your Honor, you know, in lieu of these unfortunate expenses, I think, and I heard you say tonight, that the BRP is coming down.
Tomorrow.
Well, Your Honor, that's $2 million. I think we need to consider holding off on that project.
We can't, Alderman. We have a signed contract.
Well, Your Honor, if you can't pay the man, what good is it was a signed contract? Mr. Wolf has been around this city long time. He understands the finances of it. I really believe, and we must consider, that we hold off on tearing down this BRP. We have a $2 million project, correction, $2 million bill that's going to be coming due now that demands payment. The chairman said already tonight that they must get paid. Frank Furlan, they must get paid. We have the $2 million already. We're going to give it to somebody that we owe $2 million to. You've already said you're not going to bond it. You're not raising taxes. We have the money now. We as a council, as a city, must consider the tough decision. I know this is your baby. I know this is your dream. But sometimes dreams must be deferred. And here's an option for a dream to be deferred so the taxpayers don't take the heat. Hey, it happens. It sat on somebody's desk. Unfortunately, that happened. We didn't pay. That's an unfortunate situation. The rainy day fund is already bond money. This is not money we save. It's from bond money. We're paying on it already. We're going to either get a promissory note or borrow. We must, Alderman, we must look at this demolition. We must consider this. This has to be an option right here, right now. Just like it was an option to hold off and bring it to this council, you brought it. I love the fact that my mayor has accepted the responsibility. The buck falls not only on him, but on all of us as aldermen. But now as aldermen, we have to make a decision. Do we move forward with demolition of a building that we don't have the funds for when we have payment? I know Larry Tempest, Edith Newsom would not reconsider their vote if they'd have known about this. I know that. We are now in a tough position. Leaders lead. We've accepted responsibility. We're here. Do we move forward with demolition? That's the question of the day. I believe that we should hold off on this demolition and take that money and put it in the right places. And that's to pay our current bill so the taxpayers don't have to foot this somewhere down the line. It needs to be talked about, Your Honor. I heard the options of deferring the payments. That's a great option. Maybe we tear down half the building and make $1 million toward this. But we have to consider this option. We have to consider this option. It would be wrong for us not to.
Alderman, you raised the issue of reconsidering or holding off on the demolition that's already been voted upon. If memory serves, that's already been reconsidered and voted upon at this point. That issue can't be, under parliamentary procedure, can't be reconsidered at this point, in addition to the fact that it wasn't on the agenda or noticed up for the current meeting. This can't be undone if this is to begin tomorrow. You're just putting yourself in the situation where creating litigation for the city for breach of contract at that point.
So hold on a second. Let me get this right. You mean to tell me that we cannot say we don't want to do something? We breach contracts all the time. There has to be something in that contract that tells us if this happens or that happens, then we can't. I'm not trying to breach the contract. I'm trying to defer the contract. That's where I'm at right now. Sir, we have $2 million that we're going to give to somebody when we know we have $1 million, and now from the Grand Avenue situation, that's $2 million we know has to be paid. We have the money in hand.
Wouldn't they want to break the contract if we can't pay them? I mean, I would.
You know, I heard my chairman of finance gave us good reasons why. I know this council. If they would have known about this, there's no way we would have moved forward. I know that. I'm confident in that, and my colleagues.
Alderman, without the contract in front of us right now, and I don't have it in front of me, and I don't believe any of the other members do, we can't even say with any certainty what the penalties would be for breach of contract if we were voting to do that tonight anyways, even if it were possible. So I don't
Well,
know.
then I ask that the mayor put an executive order in to hold all demolitions until we find out exactly what's going on with these finances.
Can't make a motion to that.
The mayor can do an executive order right now.
I'm not going to do it. I will not.
Then you won't do it.
I won't do it.
You
No.
won't do it.
I will
Don't say
not.
you're not. You won't do it
I won't do
because
it.
you don't believe that that's the way to go. That's good government.
No,
That's good
what
finance.
What I don't believe is this. After being in court for the last 3 years on a number of cases and seeing the litigation, I am not going to put the city in a position again to pay for something that we have a signed contract on and a completion date. They've already completed the $600,000 on asbestos removal.
Well,
They've
pay
already
them.
done that.
Pay them.
You know,
Let's pay them.
I'm not-
600,000
I'm not-
is
I
a
am
whole
not-
lot better than 2 million right now, Your
I am not
Honor.
going to do it.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's I gave you a suggestion, what I think we should do, and just to find out how we can pay this. We can still go back in pieces. We can tear this building down in pieces. We don't have $2 million to just give anybody.
The money's been appropriated in the appropriation ordinance. The money's there.
Not for the $2 million overage, Your Honor.
The money's in there for demolition of this building.
No, Your Honor, we have $1 million bill here. And another bill coming for Grand Avenue. That wasn't appropriated. I understand your frustration. I do. I sympathize with what you're going through right now. I know where we all want to go, but we have some tough decisions. This is a tough decision to bring to council tonight. I respect you for doing that. But we have made decisions based on lack of information that we will never even be at BRP. That's my opinion. I see Alderman Moiseo has his hand up.
Alderman Moiseo?
It's a little disconcerting. It sort of befuddles me how $1 million bill could sit wherever and a $1 million bill only go to one person. Mr. Furlan, for those that were not at the committee meeting, sort of explained the last invoice we got from the state was 2010. Am I right, Mr. Furlan? Yes. And then we just recently got this invoice. Now, I think everybody in here knows, I don't have to tell you, the state of Illinois is not the most organized outfit in the world, but that's still not an excuse. We knew we had $1 million due to them, I guess. The original thing said we allocated 2.1 million. Am I right on that, Tina? The original was 2-point-something million dollars, what we approved in the minutes, or in the council? Is that what we did? We approved 2 million, and then the bill came, it was 4 million. But again, before I pass blame on anyone, I can't believe that $1 million bill would just come to one person. I find that hard to believe, that something of that magnitude, and if it did, no one knew about it. We have to do some, yeah, I got that, I read it. So that, there's some answers we have to get for that. And Alderman Cunningham is probably right. I don't know that I would have been as out in front and center for taking down the BRP property if I would have known we had $1 million bill, albeit irresponsible by the state, that we had to pay. So we have to get some answers for that. But again, I can't believe we have a system that's that loose, that $1 million bill would just be sitting there and no one would either know about it or do anything about it or tell anybody about it. I'm gonna have to wait and see and get some answers on that before I go off half-cocked.
Alderman, I think what we need to do is hear from Mr. Haggerty.
That's fine, but I mean, even...
That's what we need to hear from.
Yeah, irregardless of the fact of, I still can't believe we got $1 million bill, and it's that old. It's from 2010. And again, the state, I'm not saying we don't bear some responsibility, obviously we do, but when somebody bills you 6 years later for something, that's a little bit confusing to me. So I want to do a little more fact-finding again before I go off half-cocked on why it happened. And again, I probably would have been a lot harder to support the BRP project if you were known I would have had $1 million bill sitting on somebody's desk or wherever it was. So,
okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I'd like a follow-up.
Go ahead.
So during Finance Committee, Alderman Moiseo, it was shared with us that the bill was received on April 6th.
Okay.
And that Mr. Furlan started working on the investigation on April 20th. Okay, so just to be clear.
Yeah.
I wasn't making allegations. I'm going based on what I was told during the Finance Committee meeting. The bill was received April 6th by the City of Waukegan, and on April 20th, Mr. Furlan was already working on the investigation, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Now, I'm just saying, so I found out about it at the end of July, and during the Finance Committee, the mayor said he also found out about it at the end of July.
Right.
So let's just put those facts out there.
I don't dispute that. I
So
never did.
I'm not making things up.
No, I didn't.
I'm going based on what we were told during the meeting. Mr. Furlan also shared with us that he's recently worked on a project in Round Lake. And they're waiting for a bill to come in, but he's fully aware that there's still money owed.
Right.
So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
If I may comment,
Oh,
Mayor.
Alderman Tempest.
Something's strange, or somebody's incompetent, statewide or somewhere, it takes that long to get a bill. Boy, ComEd to show you how to do it. I get my ComEd bill every month, right on the button, you know. If I don't pay it pretty soon, I turn my juice off, you know. Something is wrong somewhere with some system. Why would it take this long to let the city know that we owe this kind of money? I mean, this is tragic. Tragic.
When I was called down to the finance department and talked to Director Smigelski, and she told me about this, I was really taken aback.
You had to be.
Because I had no idea of this occurring. And that's when I called Tom Haggerty and Mr. Furlan into the office and had a lengthy discussion with them about this. And that's the time I told Tina, Mr. Smigelski, to contact each one of the aldermen and let them know of this occurrence. So as soon as I found out, you were notified. Any other questions? Roll call.
Alderman Villalobos?
Aye.
Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May? Alderman Valco?
Aye.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
Aye.
Alderman Seager?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
That's all, Your Honor.
Thank you. There is no old business. There are no reports and communications. New business. Approve of payroll dated August 5th, 2016 in the amount of $1,474,252.20, and final payout dated August 5th, 2016 in the amount of $1,491.79. Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Cunningham. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos?
Aye.
Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May? Alderman Valco?
Aye.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
Aye.
Alderman Seager?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Item B, approval of bills dated August 15, 2016 in the amount of $2,852,254.27. Motion by Alderman Valco, second by Alderman Cunningham. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos?
Aye.
Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May? Alderman Valco?
Aye.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Seager?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Item C, approval of raffle sales application for the Waukegan Township Republican Organization and Men's Church Association Bowling League. Motion by Alderman Newsome, second by Alderman Tempest. All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item D, approval of Little Fort Lions Club 2016 Candy Days fundraiser, October 14th and 15th, 2016. Motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Seager. All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Accept and place on file the monthly treasury report for the month of July 2016. Motion by Alderman Taylor, second by Alderman Seager. All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Item F, approval of the use of the Urban Edge for the Waukegan Arts Council Outwise Community Culture Event Series from September 10th through November 10th, 2016. This event is sponsored by the Waukegan Arts Council and is an approved event. In addition, the sponsor has applied for under the directive of non-city governmental use of city-owned property and buildings and venues, and has paid all costs required by that directive. Motion by Alderman Villalobos, second by Alderman Moiseo. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos?
Aye.
Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May? Alderman Valco?
Aye.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Seager?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Ordinance and resolutions. Item A, ordinance, adopt an ordinance creating a new class of liquor license, specifically EEB. This is for the Aldi's and the Walgreens. Motion by Alderman Tempest, second by Alderman Moiseo. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I read the ordinance, and I'm just curious why we didn't amend Section 3-44 where we determined the number of EEB licenses, or did I miss that? There's in Section 3-44 of the liquor ordinance, it gives the number of each license that we issue, the number that we're going to issue.
Currently, Alderman, the only ones that can have these are the Walgreens.
But I'm saying there's a section of the ordinance that gives the exact number of each
I
classification.
don't know. That's probably an oversight on the Corporation
So I'd
Council.
like to bring that to light, that
Okay.
Section 3-44 also needs to be amended,
Okay,
showing that we're
okay.
including the number of licenses that we're
We
going
can-
to issue,
we
which
can
I know
amend.
you said is
Yes.
4,
Yes.
Gotta
but
have
it's
the
not
number
in the
in there.
ordinance you gave us.
Okay, we can amend that.
Because then it gives a blanket check.
Okay. Roll call, please. Any more discussion? Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos? Alderman Newsome? Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May? Alderman Valco?
Aye.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham?
No.
Alderman Seager?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Okay, passes. Next item is item B, ordinance amending section 21-122, limited parking by adding handicap parking only south side in front of the property commonly known as 1009 8th Street. Motion by Alderman Cunningham, second by Alderman Seager. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos? Alderman Newsome?
Aye.
Alderman Tempest?
Aye.
Alderman May? Alderman Valco?
Aye.
Alderman Taylor?
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham? Alderman Seager?
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo?
Aye.
Item C, resolution authorizing the purchase of property by the City of Waukegan pursuant to the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, specifically 1513 12th Street, Waukegan, Illinois, 60085, for the purchase price of $34,000. Motion by Alderman Seager, second by Alderman Newsom. Roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom. Aye. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Your Honor.
Alderman May.
Wait, there's a question.
Your Honor.
Yes.
I've got a question about this address, this property.
Okay.
This is a vacant housing lot.
Ezel, is Ezel here? Can you come to the mic, please, Ezel? I'll have Ezel answer that for you.
Okay, thank you, sir. I didn't.
You don't do it to Greg, you don't do it to you?
My question is, why are we buying this property?
So that we can change the condition of it. We bought several properties through this program and improved, got vacant properties that were rental properties, got into home ownership. So it's actually an advantage to us to take control of this property so we can do something with it.
This property is located on Washington Park and 12th Street. Am I correct, sir?
Correct.
It's a vacant lot?
This has been a problem in my ward for quite some time, sir.
Well, I can't argue that, Alderman, but I think we can eliminate the
I'm
problem.
there all the time.
I think we can eliminate the problem if we take control of the property and do a rehab on it and then get an owner into it.
Thank you, sir.
Giselle, how many properties have we bought under this program to date? Can you-
I think this would be either 34 or 35, Alderman.
34 or 35? Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Question real fast. Do we check on those properties and make sure that they're meeting code and all that kind of stuff once we've rehabbed them? Or do they go back in the system and end up being problems again?
Oh, absolutely not. We will do a substantial rehab on the property. No, we will do a substantial rehab on the property, Alderman, bring everything up to code, eliminate any life safety issues that might be existing, put in new kitchens and bathrooms, so it'll be, for all intended purposes, more like a new home.
But do those homes end up being problems down the road? Do we keep check on that, or how do we know?
We have, not a single owner has lost one at this point, and we had one small issue that was really not an issue on one. So I think out of the number that we've done, we actually have a pretty good track record. And again, you know, we're getting them owner occupied, which is also a good thing for the city.
Alderman Tempest, please.
Mr. Ezel, regarding the property, is there a home on it now? This time,
There's a structure there, Alderman, yes, sir.
is it a two-story, one-story?
Single-family home.
Has the alderman been involved in taking a look at the property and what we're trying to do there? Has he been informed?
Well, I think he's kind of familiar with the property. I'm not sure what you mean by being involved.
Did you make him aware?
Very familiar with it.
Did you make him aware of what you want to do with that property?
Well, I guess, Alderman, we have to go through this process, you know, so the aldermen are always aware of what's going on with the property. Are you asking if I got his permission? Is that what you're asking?
No, I'm asking for permission. Just making him aware of what you're trying to do in the area.
I have not talked to him about it.
Well, in my ward, if you want to do something, I like to be informed. I like to know what your plans are, not for economic benefit me, but for the benefit of the ward. Or I may have some input into what would be better for the property. So I would hope that you, in the future, would include the alderman on some of these decisions. Also, to have them better informed. I would appreciate that. Thank you.
A roll call, please, Madam Clerk.
Alderman Villalobos.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom. Aye. Alderman Tempest.
Aye.
Alderman May. Aye. Alderman Valco.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Cunningham.
Aye.
Alderman Seager.
Aye.
Alderman Moiseo.
Aye.
Audience time, Madam Clerk.
Charles Pitts.
Last time I was here, I was talking about some ideas about economic development, and I am hoping that you would consider starting with something such as Sunday streets or a flea market, possibly starting in the downtown area. I was told to make copies, and I have, I believe, some copies for the body. Zion runs a farmer's market on Thursday, and they're making a profit. And if you ran something like that here in Waukegan, you could possibly make a profit as well. I think the issue is creating or giving a platform for small businesses and micro businesses, which would become bigger businesses. It would vitalize the downtown Waukegan area. It would vitalize the other areas, and I would also hope that you would consider some type of legislation as to how you regulate flea markets. If I wanted to open a flea market in my backyard, would I be able to do that? Or what legislation would you have or wouldn't have to do that? I think that's most of what I have to say, but I still want to remind you that the swastika on Glen Rock Street is still there, and I don't think the city's done anything about it. There has been a little bit of cleanup of the electrical waste in our neighborhood, but it's still out there. I hope that this body doesn't just ignore while electric waste is being dumped in our neighborhood, such as TVs, printers, whatever electronic waste. I just hope someone will actually address that type of stuff. I mean, I don't think you want your city to be known as like a city dump, a place where you can just come and dump off whatever waste you want and drive off. It's kind of disheartening that I don't get any response from this body. I also want to remind you of Robert's Rules of Order. I just want you to know that you don't say, let's do this, let's do that. You call for a motion. You call for a motion as to what you want to do. This other thing about this $2 million, you could have tabled the decision. You could have done several things.
Thank you, Mr. Pitts. Clyde McLemore.
Thank you, Mr. Pitts. Guess what? They knew about that $1 million, April 6th. They bought that building, and like the mayor said, he wasn't gonna do nothing to change it. Good evening, council members. Boy, I had a joke over there. I've been laughing since I've been here. I came here on a serious notion, though. Last week I was here, I was caught up on the Vet Fest, about that sting, and I hear about another sting. Boy, y'all, phew, boy. But I didn't publicly recognize Mr. Ricky Harris. Yeah, he's here. And his appointment on the diversity board, and I believe his credentials is beyond qualified, and to bring all races together in Waukegan, it's a very important step. I need to publicly thank Mr. Harris for his volunteer time, and now he's gonna be on payroll, and if I can, Mr. Harris, give any assistance to you, please give me a call. I'm local. Everybody know I am. I was willing to try to help bring this together. On another note, Alderman Lisa May, you recently announced your candidacy for mayor at the last council meeting. You had all the black pastors, township supervisor, many local politician delegates sat here at that meeting. And I watched you walk out of here in the middle of the aisle and completely walk out and didn't even say, thank you, Mr. Harris, or nothing. And as a candidate for mayor, even if you don't agree with the appointment, people are watching you, and that's how you get votes. Black voters are looking at you. And they're asking, can you carry the black voice if you got in? Just wanted to bring you that you know, I told y'all I look at everything around me. Sometimes I don't have to say so. Mayor Motley, your appointment, Mr. Harris, was a good move on your part. When Dan Henkel wrote that article on Waukegan, you needed someone to save you. But to be truthful, you did what you were supposed to do. Being a retired police officer, and when you were sworn in as mayor, you should have started making changes then, not why just before election. Mayor, if you want to impress the citizens of Waukegan, just settled a $55,000 lawsuit about a police beating up a 13-year-old kid who was by the Waukegan police officers. If you want to impress the citizen, why don't you impress us by getting them officers off the street with the badges and guns? And now that those steps will move the city forward, if we see you putting them out.
Mr. McLemore.
I also gave y'all a thing on the Black Lives Matter meeting.
Time is up.
Thank you.
Ask y'all to attend.
Margaret
Time is
Carrasco,
up.
please.
Yeah, thank you. Been a pleasure.
Margaret Carrasco.
Yes, Margaret Carrasco, 532 North Lewis Avenue. Wow, guess what? I guess this is a night full of surprises, so here we go, one more. Today is show and tell night, and I have some copies here. They're coming down to each alderman. I only brought copies for the alderman, but I also have copies I'm distributing to each person here in the audience tonight so they can see for their own eyes. It's a document provided by Jesse White, Illinois Secretary of State, and I wanted to share with you because if you look at the sheet and if you take your finger and you go to where it says entity, the name there is Vet Fest. Then if you slide your finger across, then you have the word on. And that means the date that that organization, Vet Fest, was legally and officially registered with the state of Illinois, meaning that that was a day that they could start doing any kind of businesses. Okay? But, oh my gosh, the date says May 5th of 2016, Mayor. How could this be? When in fact, Mayor, you yourself, according to the New Sun article, back in March, were presenting to the aldermen to sign a contract with a group that did not even exist. Surprise, surprise. How could you get legally into a contract with someone who doesn't exist? So therefore, need I say, folks, this is just the tip of the iceberg. An An iceberg with a huge letter C written on it. Stay tuned, because it's coming. Why, we even had to buy a big semi-trailer shovel to dig it all out. And you are not going to believe it. You know, as a rule of thumb in life, when persons try to do things maybe not uppity up,
Thank you, Ms. Carrasco.
they always slip up. Thank you.
Mr. Blanks?
Finish my thoughts from last week. Prayer for the chosen seeds. These are the days of the blue rain, which come and wash us down the curbs into the grills and bars of these cell block drains. Sometimes one by one, Lord. Sometimes by the gang. What a shame. The poor. What a shame. The poor and young black men wash down life's curbs and drains. Many while standing on the corner slinging rocks and cane as the boys in blue pour down like rain. Forgive us, Lord, for many of us know not what we do is in Satan's name. Forgive us, Lord, for many of us know not what we do, and that as black men and women we are directly related to you. You see, we just trying to feed ourselves and families amongst the corruption of these sin-sick cities and nations and make $1 or $2, Lord. Like Samson, many have rendered our third eye blind with these mortal cataracts of drugs, cheap liquors, and wines clouding the lens of our minds. Lord, in this land, it feels like they don't want the poor or a black man and his family to have a chance. It's either feast or famine, swim or drown. And sometimes, dear Lord, it feels like for the third and final time, we're all going under, then down. Lord, deliver us from the anchors of mortal ropes and yokes of those who oppose and seek to oppress and regress our progress. Then let us turn from our wicked ways, seek your face, keep the faith and belief that you will heal the land. For we know that if a man build a house that is not upon faith in God, we know he's building on sinking sand. Lord, deliver us, Lord, as we walk on the stormy waters of corruption in these satanically wicked cities and nations. We are constantly under the shadows of death in these cities and towns. Deliver us from the curves of these streets, Lord, as blue rain come pouring down. Racist police raining on these streets, packing their tasers and heats. Retired cops violating citizen rights as they hold political offices and seats, as they masquerade behind stone faces and frowns. Masquerading in the name of evil sure is sad when you're the devil's clowns. Lord, as we walk and roll these hard, mean streets under the constant shadows of death, deliver us from destruction by others, but more importantly, that of amongst ourselves. Then let us stand in the light of your divine favor, of wisdom, knowledge, long life, prosperity, and great health. Amen. Prayer for the chosen seeds, Hotel.
Ralph Peterson?
Hello, everyone. I would like to reflect back on a past situation that I was tied to ball and chain. And that was a difference of opinion that was between me and Mayor Rockingham. That was some time back. Then we both came to the realization that in order to achieve our goals, that we had to work together. To make a long story short, he implemented some things and stuck with them. And this was done by inclusion and dialogue. And we happened to change that city. I also myself When I protest for progress. This is my MO, and my past record will reflect exactly that. This is no neo territory that I'm in at this present time, and I do recognize some things that I've sat down at the table with the mayor with and discussed and implementing. And I want to say this, I've been here before. I mean, this is nothing new for me, and I know a lot of people are upset of what I'm saying, but see, I'm a little bigger than just complaining. Now, I will complain my ass off when things are not right, but when I see progress or somebody implementing something, I have no problem of tipping my hat, because that is what all the hoorah is about when I come up here and holler. Now, I'm hoping that history could repeat itself in Waukegan in terms of North Chicago, because I repeat again, we changed that city and that police department and the reputation. And I happen to see some things that the mayor have on the drawing board, and I don't know why he's not putting them out there yet, and I've seen them before and I've seen them work, and I have faith that they're gonna work. And I also think that we both have come to the understanding that we need each other in order to make this thing work. It's no big hims, little me's. It's we's in order to move this city forward. And as we did in North Chicago, I plan to step out on faith. And when I say that, I think of MLK and Mandela. And I'm a real man, and I say what I mean. I am not gonna tell you, Mayor Motley, I'm not gonna keep taking you backwards. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? We're gonna move forward, because if we keep going backwards, we ain't gonna get a damn thing done. And I think we're at a point where we both realize that there's some things that need to be done, and we're going to do them, or at least we're gonna try like hell. And like I say, I'm my own man. If I'm wrong, I'll just be proved wrong. But I think we're ready to move forward, and that's where I stand.
Thank you. Alderman Villalobos?
Yes, thank you. Couple of things, well, got some things to speak about. First of all, before I forget, I will say that I do plan on attending the Black Lives Matter event at the Waukegan Public Library on Thursday, August 18th from 6 to 7:30 p.m. I look forward to hearing some dialogue regarding the forum on black men in the police. For those who aren't aware, the police department just went department-wide with our cameras. So all our officers on duty will have cameras on their chests. I have seen a couple officers with them on. And one officer, and I've seen it, and as I was talking to the officer, it was recording me. So you're aware, the device is about the size of almost a phone. It's on their chest, on their left-hand side. It works as their communication device also, and it does say recording on the bottom. And you can see yourself in the image, so you know that you're being recorded. So I think that's something that's gonna help us out in Waukegan and help our residents feel safer and help our officers feel safer. It's a dual-purpose device, I believe. Next, I'd like to mention a couple comments about last week's events down in Chicago with the US EPA. We took about a busload of Waukegan residents and residents from Lake County down. It was approximately 48 people went down. Attended a rally that had a couple hundred regarding the Clean Energy Incentive Program, which is part of the Clean Power Plan. This is dialogue trying to help incentivize energy efficiency in households and incentivize organizations, not-for-profits, to do clean energy projects and give them some sort of financial reimbursements. So it was a wonderful event to attend. I learned a lot. I myself and about a handful of other Waukeganites gave testimony to the US EPA regarding our thoughts about improvements and what we wanted to see stay on the Clean Energy Incentive Program. As you know, the environment in Waukegan is something that's really close to me. Waukegan has been set with pollution for years, and we're still working with it, and I envision a Waukegan that one day has a very clean environment. Next, I'd like to mention a couple events that I was able to attend this past few weeks. There was the Blues on the Water event, hosted by the Greater Waukegan Development Coalition. What they did was a very simple, got a bunch of bands together, had a couple of food vendors, closed off a little small section of roadway there, and put together an event that brought a couple hundred people over the weekend to the lakefront. I was able to attend part of the evening on Saturday and part of the early evening on Sunday, and I saw probably at least 100, 150 people there each day. So something very simple that they were able to put together can bring a draw of hundreds of people to our lakefront. So I give them kudos for putting something like that together. This is, I think, their third or fourth event. They plan to do another one in September. And it's a very simple formula. A little music, a little food, and people will come. So like I said, I commend them for that, and I think that that's another way we bring our lakefront to the forefront. Next, I was able actually to attend the Waukegan Fire Department's open house at Station 1. I caught the tail end of it, but I got to see a couple of fun events. They had their fire extinguisher training going on, CPR modeling, the bomb robot, which was interesting to see, the safety house. It was good to see community members at the Waukegan Fire Department learning about opportunities, and the youth are getting exposed to our department. And again, this feeds, in my mind, this feeds back to the idea of trying to get our Waukegan residents to look toward the fire department and the police department as professions that they can have here and be part of. So to see communities like events, to see that community event happen was wonderful. Next, I was, as a couple of meetings ago, I was appointed to the Waukegan Public Library's board. Just a little information about that. The board is actually be doing its voting for president, vice president, treasurer at the next meeting, which is next week, this Wednesday. So I'll be able to report out after that who our new board president, vice president, treasurer will be. Also, we're starting a neighborhood watch on West Clayton, near West Clayton and Victory. The residents there are very keen on keeping individuals. There's a lot of retirees there, and they're starting not to feel safe. So through dialogue with them and our neighborhood policing unit, we'll be starting up a neighborhood watch there, and we'll be starting that up at the next week or two. Also coming up, we're having on Saturday, August 27th at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Clean Power Lake County is participating with the beach cleanup activities. So I invite anyone that's willing to come and help clean up the beach to do so on Saturday, August 27th at 10 a.m. And last but not least, I just want to address this whole bill that we have here for the Sheridan Road revitalization project that came to us recently. The dialogue has been about the $2 million project, $2.5 million project with the BRP site. As the alderman for that area, I was, again, keen on the idea of doing this project. But had I known there was $1 million sitting, waiting for us down the road, I wouldn't have been so gung-ho for it. I do want to see our lakefront move away from industry, for the remnants of those industries are still sitting there. But it's a project that could have waited another year, in my estimation, knowing now what I know, hindsight being 20/20, right? $1 million waiting, here, this bill, sounds like another $1 million waiting for us down the road very soon. A project like that could have waited, and I would have been more intent on saying this is something that could wait, knowing that we have these $2 million coming ahead of us. But it sounds like that ship has sailed, and we're stuck here trying to work out what we can do best. I hope we are able to get the payment options for this $1 million. But again, being the alderman for that area, my viewpoint would have been greatly changed knowing about this upcoming bills. So I just wanted to address that, let people know where my mentality is at regarding that. And I'll end on that note. Thank you very much.
David, I'd like to tell you, I've met with Sierra Club, and I've been following some of the things they've done. Just to let you know, we are filing for a grant to get the Delta Institute to draft an exit strategy for the energy plant. So that's forthcoming. Okay?
Alderman Newsome.
Thank you. A few items tonight. First of all, I would like to congratulate Waukegan Township. Should have done it at the last meeting, July 30th. They had their annual Staben House graduation, which is a homeless shelter for women and children. Sorry, and they also had their mortgage burning. 20-year mortgage was burned, so they have that home paid off, and it was a wonderful celebration. They gave a history of coming into that house and how it was attained by the township in 1996, I believe it was. Original home of a physician from Waukegan. So that was a wonderful celebration that they had. And I also was at the Blues on the Water yesterday. As a member of the Genesee Board, they had a booth there, and they raffled off tickets for two upcoming shows in September or October, your choice. And all you needed to do was fill out your name and email address to enter into the raffle. And that drawing was done sometime today. I'm not sure who won that, but we were able to get quite a few people to come through and sign up. Some of the people had attended the theater before. A lot of them were from out of town and came down just for the Blues Fest. So it was a wonderful day, and we did get quite a few emails that we can pass on to the theater. And also, I would like to announce that Genesee Theater is hiring. They're hiring ushers, bartenders, and security. And all you need to do is send your resume into ushers@geneseetheater.com or visit the box office. And then on another note, I had a constituent give me an email last week. They had a delivery by UPS, and they were not at home when this delivery came, but a neighbor across the street saw the UPS drop the delivery off on their front deck, and moments later, someone came along and took that package that was on the front deck and was able to notify the person that was not at home and call the police. And at the time when this person got the package, they also had a car that come up the street to pick them up with this package. So they let their neighbors, they filed a report, and they let their neighbors know that in the future, if you're going to have a UPS delivery, maybe you might want to think about putting in the notation if you do a purchase online or whatever, be at home, have your package sent to someone that's going to be at home, or put something in the notation to UPS or Federal Express or whatever to drop your package off in the back. Or, because I know they have been kind of reckless, and they'll set your package right there on the front step. They won't put it in an area where it's kind of seclusive, where you can't really see it. They'll just drop it there and keep on rolling. So they wanted to let people in the area know that to be kind of cautious when you have delivery packages from UPS or whatever, to find out when they're going to bring it. If you're not at home, maybe have it dropped off someplace else, or put some special note in the notation when you order it online to specific orders that you want. And and they have a neighborhood watch group, so that's what came in really handy, was the neighborhood watch group that they had. They had a neighbor looking out that was able to see, identify, get a glimpse of the person, and identify the type of car that it was. So I'm not sure if any of the aldermen up here have had anything like that in their ward. Maybe it's an isolated incident, but just to be aware of what could happen, to just be aware when you're placing orders online for your deliveries. And that's all I have.
Alderman Tempest.
Pass.
Alderman Maine.
Thank you. I want to start off by recognizing and applauding the Waukegan Police Department, especially the Criminal Investigations Division and the Strike Force Unit that recently broke the case on a multitude of armed robberies in our city. I'm really proud of the men and women who put their lives on the line to protect this city, and I'm impressed with the innovation and dedication of the police department leaders who were able to break this case of robberies and carjackings. It's a sad, sad day when 15 and 13-year-old boys find themselves as a part of a criminal group terrorizing the citizens of their own city. It certainly points to a deeper root issue that our community must contend with when children are committing violent crimes. So great job, Waukegan Police. Chief, please pass that on. Tonight we discussed $1 million invoice from a project that took place in 2008. Granted, the breakdown took place years ago on this particular issue, but the fact that it lay unearthed for this many years is beyond my comprehension. Any professional organization would have continuity even though the leaders may change. How could a cost so large fall through the cracks? And now we have the breakdown in the MFT fund. Due to errors in grant facilitation or maybe inept practices causing an additional $1 million, maybe a multi-million-dollar shortfall as it relates to the Grand Avenue Bridge project. We discover after the completion of a multi-year project that our grant reimbursement is not for construction, but only for engineering. And then there was the breakdown at Traditions. Contrary to what was reported in the paper, 2008 was when the clock started ticking. 2012 was the end of the statute of limitations for us to exercise our right on that letter of credit. We had a 4-year window to file that claim, and we failed. We can't continue to point our fingers at prior administrations for these errors. A professional engineering department would be cognizant of these multiple projects and would coordinate a timeline that identifies payment due dates and deadlines. So I'm very happy to hear the mayor announce tonight that we are going to hire a professional city engineer. This is in no way any slight to Mr. Ferlin. He's an independent contractor doing engineering services for our city. He's not been here through the whole thing, so there's no way that any of this would fall on him. So please be clear, I'm not pointing a finger at our engineering contractor. But I'm glad to hear that we are going to bring back an engineer because that's crucial to these type of projects and will cut our losses greatly. And I will respond to Mr. McLemore briefly. Mr. Harris, I am sorry that I failed to properly congratulate you on joining the city. I do believe during the actual appointment and the vote, I let you know how much I support you in this position. And I welcome you with open arms to the city. I did not mean to slight any faction of our community. At the end of that meeting, I was told that the Traditions would not be paved, that we didn't think that we had enough money. And I've been trying to help these people for many years get a road finished in their development. Since that day, the mayor has talked with the Traditions Homeowners Association, has assured them that their road will be finished this year. So I'm very thankful to the mayor for that as well. So my apologies if I offended anyone. I let my emotions get the best of me. I'm human. And that's all I have.
Alderman Valco?
Just one thing. Chief Wallace, congratulations on your national night out. Several of us aldermen were there. In fact, Alderman May had the dunk tank, which you participated in. Thank you for all the free food. I know Alderman Tempest liked it. That's what he came for. But everything was good. The police officers and everything was there. The demonstrations with the canine, everything was just very good. Thank you very much, and those officers for their time, sir. Thank you.
Alderman Taylor?
I'd like to announce a couple of block parties in the 9th Ward. Barrier 2 is having theirs this weekend, August 20th. Regency Woods is having theirs August 27th. Lancaster Subdivision will be September 18th, and Nichols and Dimes October 8th. I'm actually very excited that in this area there were not a lot of block parties over the years. And I've highly encouraged some of these neighborhoods to have block parties so that they get to know each other, that, you know, they're all excited about starting neighborhood policing, but one of the first steps is get to know your neighbors. And a block party or social events are a great way to do that, and I highly encourage people to do it. In the last couple of weeks, I have had over 33 phone calls / emails from the residents of River Road, upset with River Glen. Currently, there are no homes sold. It is not being maintained. It is an eyesore to the community. Over 100 and some trees have been cut down. There are mounds of dirt with 4-foot weeds on them. As of This morning, I don't know if there was a break-in or if they are deciding to close up the garage portion of the model home. But this is a disgrace to our community that we let developers come into our community and not maintain the properties. This is a wonderful community to work, play, live. Why are we allowing this? I'm all for development, but we need to hold our developers responsible that this is a respectable community and we need to set down standards. Development without making these people responsible is just not necessary. So I'd like to see the city take some action and start cleaning up this place. Or better yet, I know the mayor is interested in the model, so maybe you'll buy it and it'll all be cleaned up. I'd be happy about that too. That would solve all our problems. A couple of events that have happened in the community lately. July 30th, Alderman Newsom talked about Staben House. I want to thank both the chiefs for both Night Out and the Fire Open House. What a great way, you know, we have so many positive things in this community that we sometimes overlook. I want to thank our chiefs for making such an effort to connect with the community. We are a partnership. We all need each other, and thank you so much for doing this because we are Waukegan and you make us great, so thank you.
Alderman Cunningham?
Yeah, I too want to extend a congratulations to both our chief, police, and fire. Obviously, the night out and open house really gave citizens an opportunity to see some of the things that you do to make their lives better as our first responders. So kudos and congratulations to both of you gentlemen. Second, the Trinity AME Church, their 14th Annual Cares Fest, Sign of the Dove, both had an amazing block parties. Thank to Mr. Torres for expediting those for us. Not only was it a block party, but it was an opportunity for young men and young ladies to enjoy some activities, more particularly the middle school and elementary school kids, as they gave backpacks and books and just preparing them for school. Margaret, you and your flash school supply giveaway, what an awesome job that was. Would text certain families to meet at a certain school and give supplies away. I've never thought about flash supplies giveaway, but it was crowded and it went quick. But so congratulations to all of those that are getting involved. I too believe that, and Alderman Taylor's message, that when we work together collectively, many things can happen. I was able to attend that Waukegan Township, the Staben House. I get them mixed up. It's a Staben House where, one, they burned the mortgage. I wish we all can do that, huh? But second, the lives, the young ladies have been changed. You can't get better than that. Changing lives of young mothers. It often remind me of my mom when we were little. You know, there wasn't those kind of organizations that are out there. Thank God that they're now. So kudos to Mrs. Jones and her entire team for what they do, stepping outside the normal road as a township. God bless them. Was that Blues at the Water? That's what it was called? Wow. I don't know if you didn't get a chance to see that. It was just a nice atmosphere. And on top of it, was a great night out. No bugs. But it was just a great atmosphere. And to see, I tell you what was really interesting, Mayor, it was a lot of non-Waukegan people. That's not bad. That was good. And just to see the different faces and enjoying our community, you know, it was great. It was just great there, and thanks for Mr. Lothan and Mr. Egger for their vision and with that. So hopefully that can keep going and build for us. Last but not least for me, tomorrow will be Operation Clean Sweep. Simply what that is, thanks to the mayor and our Public Works Department. We're going to have some dumpsters placed throughout the first ward where you can come in and, clean house. Primary area for us, Mr. Marion is here, is that 8th Street and Adams. We can write 1 million tickets. We can do all the things we want to. People just, for whatever reason, they're dumping. We wish we can change it, but we can't. We put the cameras there. We put the dumpsters there, and I'm gonna put it on. I'm gonna blame myself, as our mayor has taken ownership. Then me as the alderman have to take some ownership. What can I do different to make sure you understand that you don't have to do this? David, help me if I'm right. BFI, goodness, advanced disposal. They will take a large item per week. That's part of our contract. Is that correct? Uh-oh. 1 a week. Okay. Couch, mattress, not the TVs though. No. But on the TVs, I think the gentleman said it tonight, you can bring them to Public Works for free. If you have the strength to pick it up, put it on the parkway, or put it in the island, and you have the strength to put it in your car, and we have Public Works people that'll help you.
They don't weigh anything now anyway.
And they don't weigh anything. So everybody, you don't have to just dump them in the ravines, put them on, you can bring them to Public Works for free. The word is free.
Say it again.
Free. One more for the good foot, free. It irks, and it's just, I thought it was just the first ward, but it's not. It's citywide. Tomorrow is an opportunity for you to do that. And I've been coached on to make sure we put tires in the tire bin, and the electronics in the electronics bin is correct, Mayor, so you don't have to, that causes problems. But let's try to do this thing and clean it up. And hopefully we can start a program that you do not have to put your televisions on the parkway, your couches on the parkway because you don't think no one's going to pick them up. 1 per week is part of the contract. You're paying for it anyway. Through your taxes, that is. So hopefully we'll start this thing over and get it going. But thank you very much. Your Honor, I know tonight was a tough night for you. But I'm here to tell you, as your legislative partner, we're with you. We're with you. This is not to beat up on Mayor Motley night. Mm-hmm. This is just a level of frustration I think all of us have when it comes to, I want to say basic issues. But understand, we're with you. We're not against you. But I think as legislators, it is our responsibility to point out things that we don't think are correct, that our constituency are going to come to us on. It is our fiduciary responsibility. And as leaders, all of us, we take the hit when we take the hit. That's why we're leaders. As the leaders, we make decisions that other people don't want to make. That's why we're here. God bless.
Alderman Seeger.
I know the mayor did, man, he did take a hit tonight. And it's easy to point fingers, but a mistake was made, and all 9 of us are with the mayor to try and correct it. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Alderman Moiseo.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned. Thank you.
The City of Waukegan is replacing about 20,000 water meters with a new automated meter, which provide for an accurate, timely, and reliable reading without having to gain access to customers' properties. The new meters, which will be replaced at no cost to the customers, will be able to identify high water usage and potential leaks. In addition, customers will be able to access their water usage and account information conveniently online. The first thing you need to do is schedule an appointment with Professional Meters, Inc. to have your own meter replaced with a new automated meter reader, AMR for short. Look for a postcard in the mail with the call information or call 866-270-9629. PMI will arrive at your scheduled time to install your meter. They will arrive on a truck or a van with the PMI logo. The PMI installer will have on a shirt or a jacket with the PMI logo and will carry a PMI ID badge. Installers will also wear booties over their work boots to ensure they do not carry dirt, mud, or water into your home or business. The installation process should take less than 30 minutes. The installer will take a photo of the old meter to obtain a record of your final meter reading and the condition of the pipes and fittings. The next step is to turn off your shut-off valves located on your water meter line near the meter. Remove the old meter and install the new AMR meter. The transmitter, which transmits your water usage data to the city, will be placed on a convenient location near the meter. The installer will take a photo of the new meter once it's installed. And that's it. The PMI installer will make sure everything is cleaned up, collect his tools, and head on to the next installation. You may receive a follow-up visit from a PMI manager to ensure your satisfaction with the installation and to make a quality control check of the meter installation. For more information about the automated meter reading installation program, please visit www.waukeganil.gov. If you have any questions regarding the meter installation, contact PMI at 866-270-9629 or the City of Waukegan City Collector at 847-599-2997.